So I think we've got this whole recording interface thing figured out.
Good.
The buttons that do the things are buttoning properly, and the things are thinging.
If you never learn how to button, you'll never be able to unbutton.
It's true. It's the conundrum of pants.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine was blown.
Brain kerplosion. So, we are podcasting. This is a podcast called Yelling at Trees, which is about quantum physics or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, today at least. We're going to talk about quarks, neutrinos, muons, zebras,
That makes sense.
space travel and time travel, robots. Dan could probably build a robot. You think you
Sure.
could build a robot?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, you built a future space car thing.
Built a lot of things.
Tell us about your future space car that you built.
Which one?
The one that you almost blew up a bunch of batteries and people got like freaked out about it.
Which one?
Oh, okay, I made more than one of those.
No, in college I worked on a team where we built a solar-powered car that we raced across the country against a bunch of other universities.
What route did you take across the country?
There were a few different. Every other year there was a street race, and sometimes it was from Texas to Canada, and sometimes it was Chicago to California.
Crazy. To be honest, I don't know exactly where Chicago is in the country.
It's up yonder.
It's north-ish,
Up yonder.
Illinois.
Illinois. Is Chicago near one of the Great Lakes?
Yeah, Chicago
Nice.
is
Northeastern.
Lake Michigan.
Oh, okay. I feel like I'm not the stupidest person in the world right now, because I understand that Chicago is somewhere inside the continental United States.
It's not inside the continental Japan.
That's right. Or Hawaii, near a tropical volcano thing.
Hmm.
Do volcanoes have like regions? Are there temperate volcanoes and tropical volcanoes?
There's
Probably.
dormant and active volcanoes.
Nice. And the active ones are hotter
Well, they could blow any moment,
because of the lava.
I guess.
So yeah.
It's quite
So-
a podcast.
So what did you do on your super future car things?
So yeah, we built a car that had 3 wheels, and so 2 front wheels and 1 back wheel, and the back wheel had a motor on it, and was powered off of a battery and then a big solar panel that was pretty much the entire top of the car. And yeah, we could drive it on the highway along with everything else at like 65 miles an hour,
Nice.
and the whole thing weighed like 350 pounds.
That's pretty light for a car, right?
Mm-hmm. So you gotta save weight to get more efficiency out of all the stuff.
Mm.
Sure.
And we'd drive it for a long time, and it would charge off solar. And if you were passing something, had shade, or going under a overpass, didn't matter too much because you got batteries to power it for a little bit too.
So what was the end goal?
To win.
I mean, like you were trying to get really efficient battery usage, or what?
Efficient
Race.
everything. So it was a race against a bunch of other schools. So it'd all
So
be
you
done
were
in
literally
different
trying
stages.
to finish first.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
And it's a combination of how much power you can make and how efficiently you can use it, and how lightweight the car is, and how good your logistics are, and how infrequently you can pop tires and need maintenance. And
So you would like drive mostly through the night and then let it charge during the day?
no, we drive during the day.
Huh.
So if you need more power than the solar was generating, so if you need more than like 1,300 watts or something to accelerate, it would pull from batteries as well. And then if you were just coasting along and not using all of it, it would recharge the
Ooh.
batteries off solar. And then if you stopped for maintenance or stopped for any of the charging periods that they'd bake into the day, all that solar energy would refill the batteries.
Nice.
And then we built it where our braking system, there were normal like disc brakes, but there was also regenerative braking off the motor, So if you used that, it was like a fader off an audio console on the steering wheel. And if you pushed it up, it would like charge off the motor back into the battery system. So for most
So
of the time,
going
braking was
downhill,
actually
you could-
charging the battery.
Nice. That's cool.
Wow, science.
It's like Dan
And then
knows how to make things, guys.
a lot of my work was designing the solar array and battery circuits, and I had machine parts and design stuff too. But
Nice.
electronics was most of it.
And so you occasionally had to explode things.
So the batteries we used were lithium iron phosphate. Same kind of batteries they use in satellites and things like that. And we just got these little pouches where they weren't really assembled into a, like what you might think of as a battery pack. So we'd have to solder them together and build the protection charging circuits and all that stuff. And on these batteries, if you shorted them, bad things could happen. They can swell up and look like a balloon. And if really bad things happen, then they let a smoke out that can kind of just coat the inside of your lungs and make it impossible for you to breathe.
So we're talking about like Samsung cell phones on airplanes kind of bad.
Yeah, I guess so. So
Because that's
the
what
thing
happened
was,
with
if you
those,
shorted
right?
batteries and if you were doing stuff on these and bad things happen, you just throw it in a bucket of sand and set it outside and wait for it to finish doing its thing.
It just
but if,
sizzled until it didn't have any power left.
Right. But if there was a battery issue in the car when somebody's driving it, this is part of why we built those protection circuits for it. But if something bad happened there, you have to evacuate pretty quick before you die.
Yeah, because of the dangers of
Yeah,
robot cars in the future.
right.
It's not really because they're self-aware and they want to hurt you. It's just because they've got batteries. Batteries go boom.
It's kind of like people have emotions, and sometimes that hurts you even if they don't mean to.
Yeah. Like when I'm having pizza and I'm happy, but then I'm out of pizza and I'm sad.
Yeah, you might do things you regret.
Yeah. My feelings hurt. And when my feelings hurt,
So does
Adam
everyone
Smash.
else.
smash. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not that far off.
So how do you like our podcasting space? This is pretty fun, huh?
You know, I hear the roar of a 3D printer in my ears.
Mhm.
Does
and,
it feel like home?
yeah,
The sound of a 3D printer in the distance?
just buzzing along.
We should write a country song about that. 3D printer in the distance sounds like home.
My 3D printer took my wife. I don't know.
My wife left me. She took my 3D printer and my dog.
And now I can't print a new dog.
I can't print a new dog. She took the printer. Exactly. So
Better not
that's
take
not
my printer.
not the only thing we have over there. There's also like painting supplies and markers, and look at all those shiny filaments. Those are filaments for the 3D printer. Gold,
You don't say.
different gold and silver gold. Red, white, and blue for some reason.
It's just how it came.
And of course, teal. Or forest green. What
Hmm.
color is that?
Yeah, it's teal.
Teal.
It's shiny too. When
You
it comes
got,
out printed, it's very, what do they call it? Silk.
So
Your shelf is chartreuse.
it is. It is bright green. That is the misgotten gains of working for a Lowe's/Home Depot company that did not have room for all the shelves that the company that Corey works for had bought. And so instead of throwing them away, he decides, I'll keep them until we need them. And several months later, we decided to actually use them practically while they're not being used in stores.
Yeah.
So we assembled one set. There's probably 3 more sets in his car. There's a box over there by the door, and there's about 12 of them on the back porch.
Yeah.
Like, we could literally fill this entire apartment with shelving.
Yeah.
For no
You could
reason.
sleep a lot of people in that.
Yeah, I mean, no, they're not sturdy. That will not hold 50 pounds.
So speaking of Home Depot, Lowe's sorts of places, you ever watch the show Reaper?
Yeah, no, that's a great show.
I'm rewatching it with a friend right now. We're like halfway through season 2. And it's I just forgot how great it was.
It's so good. Yeah, well, I mean, the last season was really upsetting. Because
Yeah, don't spoil it.
it didn't really end. Because, you know, it's a
nothing ever
WB
does.
show. They just kind of stopped making it.
Yeah.
But, like, the last episode obviously is setting up things that are going to happen at some point. But nope, none of it ever
Yeah.
happens. But the guy that's in that is in my favorite TV show. It's called The Loop, where
Okay.
he is an executive at an airplane company at an airport, and he got the job there directly out of college based on his thesis that he wrote, and he's like 22. He's like the youngest person there, and he's surrounded in his real life by idiots that are in their very early 20s that are like, let's party, let's get drunk, let's do all this stuff. But he's like management at this airport, and so he's constantly trying to balance those two things, which is kind of like catching demons and sending their souls back to hell at the DMV.
I love the guy that plays Sock feels like a cheaper version of Jack Black.
Yes.
Yeah, he was also in a movie, Dale and Tucker versus Evil.
Yeah, he was so
and
good
then now
in
he's a
that.
doctor in some TV series.
I've not seen that.
Yeah,
Dale and Tucker versus Evil is one of my favorite
it's on my
movies.
list. Don't spoil it.
I like to watch that and then Cabin in the Woods back to back.
Yeah, that's a good.
I watched the trailer
That's a good
for
combo.
it a couple days ago.
You haven't seen it. Oh, can we be a part of that experience?
Maybe.
Yay! I mean, you're allowed to bring girls.
Yes.
We don't have girls.
Yeah.
Like, I have friends that are girls, but they don't ever come to anything I invite them to,
Yeah.
except for lunch. Occasionally.
Maybe I'll have to cook something.
Yeah. But my friend Sarah is listening to this in Texas, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. She used to live here, and then she moved there. By the way, if you are listening to this podcast, it is because of Anchor.fm. Anchor is a free app in the App Store for any mobile device. There's also an app on the computer and a web interface, and it lets you record your podcast right there on that device. You don't have to use like sophisticated Pro Tools or Logic or a mixer board or any of that fun stuff. You just hit a button and you talk about what you want to talk about.
I like it.
I like it too. It's really exciting because you can make a podcast and it distributes it to like 12 or 15 different podcast services all at once on their end. You don't actually have to like go submit it to iTunes or something like that.
That is super convenient.
It is super convenient. It's great. And you can do sponsorships, so you can do like little promotional commercial type stuff, and then they give you some money.
Yeah.
Which money is nice. It gets things and stuff.
Correct.
Yeah. Highlights. Free app. Easy distribution. Instantly record.
Done.
Yeah. Anyway, back to what we were talking about.
That's the
Hi,
way moving
Sarah.
goes. You move from here to there.
Shout out.
Crazy stories, right? Yeah.
Let's see if there's anything interesting off the Instagrams here.
Oh gosh, the Instagrams. I try to avoid the Instagrams because apparently Instagram decided a long time ago that all I cared about was half-naked women.
Well, that
And
must
so
have been
there's,
what
like-
you lingered on the most.
There's Roger Sodside showing pictures of him at the gym or his watch, and then naked girl, naked girl, naked girl, naked girl, and then some other pastor at my church posting a Bible verse and then naked girl, naked girl, naked girl. I'm not following a bunch of naked girls.
Mine
Every
are all
time it shows
cats
it,
and
it
cooking.
says follow ? So that I could click it to follow them. Yours are all cats?
Cats and cooking.
So Chinese food.
No.
It's funny because Chinese food's good cats. Sorry, never mind. Is that too soon? We just
Well,
ate Chinese food.
No, I have a friend who got fired from a job for posting a joke about that on Facebook, and then management said, well, you're racist, so you're out of here.
There's nothing racist about a particular food style containing a certain kind of meat.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Like if so-and-so had been to China and ate at hundreds of Chinese restaurants and never eaten cat, sure, they might have a basis for that. You know why stereotypes are stereotypes?
Because they're
'Cause
not
they're based
mono.
on things that somebody observed. Somebody saw that somewhere, and that's why it's a stereotype. Stereotype is never a completely made-up thing. Like, I don't assume that all Polish people are werewolves. I've never seen a Polish person that's a werewolf.
Is that a thing?
That would be awesome. Though.
No, it's not a stereotype because it's not something anyone's ever observed.
Hey, put
But
that on your
British people
list of
being
Netflix
angry
shows to
drivers,
make.
that's a stereotype because if you go to England, you're going to see angry drivers
Or angry restaurant managers.
or angry restaurant managers who will not serve you cat because it's not legal there.
I was thinking about Gordon Ramsay yelling at people.
Does he yell at people? Is he like, you're fired or something like that?
No.
You got your cross there.
What did I mix
crossed
up? Is that Trump? Trump says you're
You
fired?
mixed Trump and David
You're fired.
Ramsey.
Your hot dogs aren't hot enough. There's not enough ketchup on your steak. You're fired.
An idiot sandwich.
I'm not a big Trump fan, but I did like some of the policy he had while he was president, and I think he's a hilarious guy because of how dumb he seems when he talks.
He was really good for late night TV and memes.
Oh yeah, he was. He was like, yeah. I mean, like, where are the like angry liberals getting their memes now? They just got Bernie Sanders on a bench.
I saw
That's
one.
it. You know what's super funny? Bernie Sanders with mittens on.
I saw one that had the Bernie Sanders with mittens, but took a mask off and it was a Trump head under it. It was like, he's back.
Oh god.
I just want those mittens. They look comfy.
Yeah. He should start marketing. He should go, these are from Neiman's. $12.99, go buy a pair. That's probably not what he sounds like. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I remember a time, not super long ago, when I was kind of funny. But that time has
I
gone.
mean, it must have
It's
been longer
over.
than 5 years ago, because that's when I met you.
Like, as long as Dan's known me, I've been entirely unfunny, sobering, if you will. When I enter into the conversation, people who are already laughing stop laughing, and they think to themselves, "What a loser."
You might be sobering, but you make people wish they
Or your
weren't
waitress
sober.
just walks away from you.
That did happen this week. That was great. So
You just give me the tip and I'll get out of your way.
this joke that I make every time somebody asks me how I'm doing, I say, "Well, I haven't decided yet. It's too early." Well, she came up and asked how we were doing, and I said, "I haven't decided yet. It's too early." And she, I'm assuming, thought that meant that I didn't know what I want and just walked away.
Yeah. Didn't get us drinks or nothing, just straight walked away.
Like, and then she came back a couple days later, and I'm like, "I'm sorry. It was a joke. I would like a Dr. Pepper." And she goes, "Okay," and then walks off and goes back with a Dr. Pepper later. Like, I don't know that she was upset, but I definitely felt like she would have killed me if it were something she could do easily and quickly.
Huh.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I'm a bad person.
That's it.
I'm not sure I understand the format of this podcast, but I'm enjoying it.
We don't really know what we're doing. We know how to turn things on and how to hit record.
How many listeners you got?
5 or 6 probably. Wow. They're all my grandma. She just doesn't know. She just keeps.
She just has it on repeat like those horse movies.
We gotta talk about this. Okay.
Tell it.
So my grandma had never had like internet, and so we got an apartment together because she had a heart surgery. And I'm not gonna say that I was like adult enough to take care of her, but it wasn't good for her to be completely by herself. So we got an apartment together, and I worked for a tech service company called Texan Church, and I had to be online most of the day, so it was go somewhere else or have internet. So we got internet, and because we had internet, I got Netflix. And my grandma had never seen Netflix. She had always done DVDs or Redbox or something like that. And so we set her up with a Netflix account on my Netflix account, and I come home and she's watching Black Beauty, first movie that she saw and wanted to watch, so she watched it. And I left. I came back several hours later. She's watching some other movie with horses in it. And they're like, "All right, Grandma likes horses." And then like 2 or 3 days later, she's watching another movie with horses. I'm like, "Grandma, why are you always watching horse movies?" And she goes, "That's what it tells me to watch." The first movie she had watched had a horse in it. And so every movie that it suggested to her was another movie with a horse in it. And she just kept watching them because she didn't know that she could move around in the menu. So Grandma's watching all these horse movies. And I go, "Grandma, you don't have to watch what it tells you. You can find anything you want." And so she figures that out, and she starts watching other stuff. A couple days later, I come home, and I walk in the front door to an aggressive sex scene. Like, wild, scary sex scene. And I'm like, "What are you watching?"
Do they have horses?
There were horses, not in the sex scene, but there were horses in the show. She was watching Rome, which was like gladiator stuff, because she likes gladiators. I get it. It's a fun thing. They used to have a lot of big gladiator movies. They were like cowboy movies before cowboy movies were the big thing. like gladiator movies were the big thing, like Ben-Hur and stuff like that. And so anyway, I'm like,
Our
well,
very Christian grandma.
yeah, very Christian grandma. And I go, so yeah, that's kind of aggressive. We should watch something else. She's like, yeah, okay. And she watches something else. I leave. I go to work. I come back later in the afternoon. And she's still watching it. It's a TV show, and every time she started a TV show, she would watch the whole series. And I'm like, why are you still watching this? And she goes, no, just like change the subject or something. I'm like, I don't know that I could sit here and have dinner with porn playing on the TV, Grandma. It was pretty wild. It was really uncomfortable.
And that's why you evicted her.
Yeah. And now at every holiday when Grandma looks at me, I'm ashamed and I look at the ground.
Just give her a little wink.
Yeah. How them horses doing, Grandma? Oh my gosh.
She's in Texas
Whipping and
now, too.
nay-naying.
Yeah, I hope nobody hears this podcast. Let's just delete this and start over.
Oh.
Yeah. But no, I mean, so it was kind of funny. And the only other really entertaining story about movies with my grandma is that after she had gotten comfortable with Netflix and watched a lot of movies, she was describing one movie to me. And she goes, what's that one with Matt Damon where they got to find him? Are you talking about The Martian? She goes, that's it. like, you mean every Matt Damon movie? Like, rest
Is that one with
assured-
Nicolas Cage where they're trying to steal something?
Yeah, that's Tomb Raider, right?
National Treasure?
National Treasure, that's it.
I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Somebody's got to do it, right? That way the liberals can't lie to you about what's on it. It's a treasure map. Wait. Oh my God, have we been indoctrinated?
You've been in Dr. Pepper.
Do more people know that there's a treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence than what the Declaration of Independence says? That might be the case.
Takes a lot of lemon juice.
We're going to need a toaster oven and some, what are the things that clean your ear out?
Cotton
Q-tips.
swabs.
Q-tips as lemon juices. And then we could see the invisible map. Yeah, we
So I
got.
was actually thinking about that movie the other day because I was at work and I parked in our parking lot and there's like this kind of brick wall.
Gotta know where this is going.
And I'm looking across and it's like this landscaping like bricks and they're all pretty even looking except for this one that's out of place. It's like pushed in half an inch. And it's like, am I a national treasure or what? And I went up to it and I pushed it and didn't go anywhere. So
I know this brick opens a door.
like this has to go somewhere. And it's at a,
Throw a
at a
bomb
church,
at
so
it.
it probably goes to some, I don't know, probably
Did you
dead
try
person's
pulling
ashes
on
in
the
it or
brick?
something. Couldn't grab it.
Yeah.
Use
Once-
the magnet.
Yeah.
Pull it.
Oh.
I've been playing too many games.
Actually, me pushing it probably opened up some trap door somewhere else and trapped a coworker somewhere.
Speaking of which, Corey killed Ganon this week.
Finally.
Killed what?
We play. He's playing this Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Switch, and after what I assume is weeks of wandering around, killing random things to upgrade his armor and stuff, I'm like, you're probably like way past the point of being able to kill this guy. Why don't you just go kill this guy? And so he does, and he did, and it was it. That's the end of the game.
Yeah.
Nothing else. That's it. It's over.
I'm a collector, so like I have the need to find all the shrines and upgrade all of my armor to the max. And
All the shrines.
yeah, it was way overpowered. I killed him in like 5 minutes. It was harder getting to him than it was actually killing him.
That's how I feel about it.
How long do these episodes normally go?
Till about now, 22 minutes. Should we be done?
Well, my phone just told me my bedtime starts in 9 minutes.
Oh, gosh. All right. Well, that's been Yelling at Trees. We are done podcasting now, so we're going to yell at some trees.
Ah, your mother's a shrub.
All right.
Get off my lawn. Seriously. Knock it off, Daniel.
See you there.
That's my tree's name. Anyway, have a great night, guys. Or day, or morning, birthday. If it's your birthday, happy birthday.
If it's not, screw you.
To you.
It's not your birthday. It's happy day. All right, thanks.